Good morning, everybody. I've decided to do another morning reading. Today is August 1st. There's a beautiful full moon in Aquarius tonight, taking place tonight. I got to see a glimpse of the moon last night. It was low on the horizon, a really large disk. It was gorgeous. So I can't wait to see this tonight again in its full glory. Hope you get to see it too. I'm thinking that because we're having this moon in Aquarius, to explore maybe themes of like innovation, anything out of the box, anything different, so original. But then again, I don't know what the cards are gonna decide to reveal here. So we're gonna give it a go and just see. These morning readings are like collective or general. As always, you take some, you leave some. Sometimes it's not about making the message your own, right? It's about hearing something that'll make you reflect further about something in your own life, you know, like something to bounce off ideas, and they might not necessarily point directly to something that is occurring for you or to you. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. So you get, in French it says intelligence du cœur, which means the intelligence of your heart, which is basically emotional intelligence. So I want to see which goddess pops up, what kind of energy here. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards to get some hints and some keywords to help build the reading here. So what kind of energy, goddess energy, is around for today? You have Oya. Oya is about change, and she's number 23, which is funny. It's 2023 for me. So this year is a big year of change, it seems. Maybe you're feeling this very clearly today for some reason. Let me just grab the booklet. I do want to use the keywords that are being associated with this card, at least from the author. So it's change, movement, action, moving house, cleaning out clutter, shifting perceptions, career change even, exercise, vitality, natural release of endorphins, doing something new, stimulation, and thunder, lightning, storms. Yeah, we do see that on the drawing. In the back, we see the lightning, which announces change. Or is it actually not just announces, it's pretty much the equivalent of the change. So maybe a little bit of a tower energy here for you. But movement, action, exercise, vitality, all of that is very important. So there's a lot of energy within this card. There's a lot of, it feels like a atomic bomb, right? It feels like something is quite potent here. So let's look again at another kind of energy, which is, those are animals. And I want to see how you appear at the moment regarding change. And regarding, I did speak of innovation and doing things out of the box. So let's see if that really comes up in terms of your energy and your actions. There's a big pile that, well, a few cards fell, but the first card on top, the way it came out is exactly like this. It's the sloth. I am going to have to keep the sloth here, but so you're kind of paralyzed. You're not moving. You're doing the opposite. That's really interesting. That you would, let me get the keywords as well, but I mean, just the animal itself reveals that your attitude is opposite to what is clearly being dealt by the universe. But it does speak of ease, diplomacy, and leisure. I enjoy the word diplomacy because diplomacy will work well with the intelligence of the heart, right? Anyone with a lot of empathy and compassion would take their time in explaining things to others, would be very gentle about it, would be caring in how they word things, etc., etc. And that's being felt here very much so. Maybe you're also taking care of yourself, since there's a component of leisure and ease, so there's a comfortable place that you're in at the moment, but I feel this will be greatly challenged in a way, or at least you're being prompted to change. So now let's look at the tarot and see what really is happening. I'm going to go to the, what is it called? The Gaia, something, sorry, I forget the name of this deck. It's kind of a tarot, but it does have its own twist. So I'm going to use it first, and then we'll keep the tarot for last. Wow. The Queen of Water. That's so beautiful. Look at her. We even see a crab. So Cancer season that just ended must have been really, really important for you. But it's incredible how much consistency these cards are showing in terms of your, you know, the emotional intelligence is definitely the Queen of Cups' forte, right? She is all of that embodied in a single being. She is attentive and she likes to oversee what others are, how they are feeling, really. She doesn't just, or actually she doesn't care so much for their actions as much as what motivates their actions. And she's very keen on piercing through any appearances and seeing behind what's behind any action. She'll identify the motivation. She basically is able to read your heart so intuitively, which is amazing. So let's draw the tarot, because with all these forces here, there's only one outsider, and it's the change, right? So maybe this full moon is a catalyst in a way for you. Maybe you've been in a position where you were comfortable and at ease with yourself, with others. But I feel you would have been, I mean, I think this animal is relatively solitary. He doesn't live in groups. He does mate, of course. But there's something about you being on your own, or most likely, or most of the time, solitary. This card. 10 of Wands. So you might be burdened with some chores soon. A lot to do, a lot of work will come your way, which will be a radical change, because you were in a leisure mode. Suddenly your agenda just fills up out of nowhere, starting today. The Knight of Swords. yeah, you'll be in action, in movement. You know how change was describing this. You don't have to be swift at doing everything. You'll have to be here and there and everywhere, basically. But you have the energy, which is amazing. I guess you might have accumulated some energy by resting, by taking your time prior, by having had some leisure time for yourself. The Chariot, look, I mean, I can't make this up. If you have the Knight of Swords and the Chariot together, there's incredible speed and there's incredible movement forward. So whether you want it or not, this is happening. This is unfolding. It concerns practical stuff, I feel, in terms of the things that you might have to do, right? The Ten of Wands is showing us hard work, chores, responsibilities, what you kind of owe, not necessarily like you owe money, but you kind of are accountable for certain things, and you need to fulfill those, definitely. But you're changing, I think, speed. So your rhythm, you're changing what you're doing. And it's fast, meaning it's instantaneous and it starts today. August seems to be like, I guess you know, when school season comes around like September, right? It's like the summer's over and you feel the shift, and then everybody gets busy and gets back into work mode, school mode. And you can literally feel the energy shift. This is the same. It feels like it's just 1 month ahead. Instead of being early September, it's actually now. It's starting now. You get the Ten of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the Four of Wands. So you'll be busy at home, definitely. I mean, you have 2 cards of commitment and also family life. Being very stable and working on your stability, basically. And the Judgment is what it is that you're repeating that is, in this case, it's funny because it's like the energy repeats because we have 2 cards. So Judgment is only here to acknowledge that even further, or just ever more. So there's something that you are picking back up, sorry. So something that you might have taken the time off, right, from initially. Now is the time to pick it back up, to actually work at it in terms of consolidating it, making it very clear. The boundaries are clear, the agenda is clear, the motivation is clear as well. So this Queen of Water is looking for grounding. She wants to ground those emotions that she has, that have surfaced for her while she was in a timeout. It's like a process here where you're changing speeds. You know you're going to get really, really busy. You know, those chores are related to the home because we have 2 home cards as well. So that's going to be a big part of it. And it could take place within the home. Literally. Not just the chores, but the other things on the agenda. You could be working from home, for instance, or at least doing a lot of it from home to start with. I'm going to see... I want to look at the imagery on this tarot, which is the Surrealist Tarot. So it has a lot of the artwork, the modern artwork. And so it's very weird, but it's interesting to look at. So let me just see if I can draw any messages from the imagery. There is one, so this guy here, the Knight of Swords, the person who's actually you, this embodies you and your energy of being dashing and fearless, basically, about undertaking all of this work and finally shifting gears. But you see how the eggs have hatched, right? So either ideas have hatched for you and you're finally able to act on them, and that's why you change rhythms, and that's why you change your focus and what you're actually doing. But it could also be that there won't be any work done unless you break the eggs, right? So it means get to work. It's another way of saying go ahead and make that omelet. So that's funny. Let me just draw one last card as to maybe on the Queen of Water here. I'd like to see how she feels about changing rhythms, because she might, in terms of her basic energy, she would have felt really, really comfortable in a place where things would have been slower. I think it's an energy that suits her nature. So by changing speeds here, how does she feel? So the Six of Pentacles and the High Priestess, both upright, which is interesting. So she has the inner knowing that this was coming. I think she had, obviously, with the intelligence of the heart and the vision, the gift of vision that she possesses, I think she could, first of all, feel it, see it. And I think it was something that she was working on in the backdrop, like partly unconsciously and partly consciously as well, but minimally consciously. A lot of it was just doing its thing, right, in your subconscious or your unconscious. So the Six of Pentacles is an idea that you've been cherishing, and I feel it has to do with, first of all, balance, balancing your own self, wanting to have a lot of peace, inner peace. But it's also about you. The Queen of Water here has been, and this is you again, has been contemplating how she will regulate and improve any of her relationships and make them fair, right? Make them an equal give and take, at least as much as possible, and with everyone possible in her entourage, in her environment, or anyone she deals with. The other thing is she might have an ideal of, wanting to give back to others, doing charity work, getting involved in a out of service, right? Out of serving the higher good, the universe, humanity, etc. So that's very Aquarian. So it's beautiful. There's a lot of idealism here, and there's a lot of, this woman is so intuitive. I mean, for her to have the High Priestess couple, I mean, just, it's like, maybe she was, as she was taking time off, right? She could have been studying, she could have been meditating enough that she would have acquired new knowledge and just a more accurate inner knowing, I guess. And by accurate, I mean that would have been really in touch with the current moment. So sometimes, you reflect back, and then, so especially with the crab here, Cancer season could have been like the moment where she was looking back at things. But I'm trying to say that what's interesting about what she was meditating on was, in fact, trying to attune herself to the moment, to the current moment and the current energies, and looking maybe further out into the future. Maybe using the past as a springboard to launch either her ideas or to have a better understanding of everything, but to complete the picture. But honestly, I think she's forward looking in this case. And all this energy is concentrated on her stability. She wants things to be fair with others. She wants also to be balanced within herself, and she's looking for the utmost stability. I mean, if 10 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands are here together, I mean, this is like the brick house in the Three Little Pigs story, right? It's the house that doesn't fall. That's pretty amazing. So I will draw a trinket on Judgment. I want to see what you're picking back up, what it is that you're wanting to, I mean, we do know that it's something that is stable, that you want, I think, financial stability as well. You want happiness within the home. You want to be happy with your family. You want to build family. You want to exemplify basically any activities that exemplify, you want to do any activities that exemplify stability in every way possible, in every sphere of your life. But I want to see if maybe the trinket can tell us more. The paintbrush. So this Queen of Water has an artistic streak, and she's an artist at heart, definitely. She could also be someone that writes. You could see this as a pen if you want, like for calligraphy. But either way, it really points to any artistic endeavor, so anything related to imagination, which is linked with the moon. So today, in terms of the full moon, if you want to sit and write anything or draw anything or collage anything that really would exemplify and illustrate for you what stability means and what a fair exchange means and what it is to give to others, you know, selflessly here with the Six of Pentacles, then that would be a great way of starting your month, because whether you like it or not, change is coming, the speed is changing, the rhythm is changing for you. It's like, it's almost as if saying, I said before, that fall is almost here, a month in advance. You're gonna have to start really putting your, in French we say l'épaule à la roue, so putting your shoulder to the wheel, meaning that you're gonna really have to start putting in some efforts into any endeavor that creates change for you and ultimately creates the stability that you're craving. So gorgeous message, collective. I love it. It's extremely positive in terms of what you're building, because you are creating something that has longevity here with the Ten of Pentacles, and that will be seen by others as something admirable, I believe. Doesn't have to be like extraordinary, but they will admire the fact that you built it yourself and that it's well built and that it lasts. It actually that it sustains the test of time, right? So I'll close the reading here. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. And I will see you very soon.